Yes, people. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. A win for the Toon finally at home. The first one since mid-December. The first one this year at St. James's Park. And a very, very good one at that. The European push is still on. Good stuff. That was really, really an improved performance by the Toon today. Much, much better. Especially first half, but even second half. And we'll get into the little notes that I've made and the points from the game. But overall, just a much better performance, a performance that we're used to, a performance of old. I think, we joked during the week on the podcast, where's our identity gone? When we lost the passport, where's the intensity, is our identity gone? Well, it was back today, pretty much, in whole. You have to say, the press was there from the off. We're a lot better. We're breaking their press very well. And, Newcastle had a new approach today, a fresh approach, which massively paid off where it seemed like we sat a bit deeper and we played on the break. And there was better protection of the back four, and the two chances that were scored in that first half were both on the break. We're both kind of on the counter. I wouldn't say it was necessarily just counter attacking, but we're sitting deeper. Even though we're still seeing a lot of the ball, I think it was 38% possession first half, so not loads at home to Wolves, but we're going 2-0 up and we're cruising. So comfortable. We're making it look easy. We really were. And you know what it is? I think this is what we've been missing all season, where we're seeing it's like a performance from last season. You can see where we missed Willock, how much we're missing Willock's energy in the middle of the park, how much we're missing Alexander Isak. Obviously, he looked a bit sharp that day. I thought in recent weeks, I was down at the Emirates last Saturday and he looked about like he was on 12% battery. You know what I mean? It was red bars, draining, needed a power bank. Today was battery's best. Today he was coming and getting the ball. He was quick all these movements. And I've got to say, Jacob Murphy as well, especially first half, was having a brilliant game, in my opinion, on that right-hand side. Quick passing, quick movement. No messing around, no dillying and dallying, like we're often criticised Almiron for, cutting back and all that. Murphy was getting the ball, and his first objective was, right, where's Alex? Whip it in. Whipped it in, time and time again. You've seen it for the second goal in particular, where there's a bit of a scramble and Anthony Gordon slots home. We just needed a bit of rain. We just wanted to piss it down every week, and we play like that. You know what I mean? We're playing better in the rain. And I mentioned in the preview, Wolves having some key players out. You could see that they were lacking a bit of a threat. I thought first off they were poor. Because remember, Wolves were a good side. Gary Neal doing a very good job, and they were above us in the league table. But now with that win for Newcastle, we have went on and overtaken them. We are now 8th. We're 7th. We're 7th, but I think it was West Ham got a 91st minute winner through Souček at Goodison Park. So we're 8th, but we're right in the mix. And you'd expect Man United, hopefully, to get absolutely battered off Man City tomorrow in the derby. And then we're only sitting where we are now with level on games with Man United once they play tomorrow, 4 points off 6. So 4 points off 6 is very good still. And it shows that, people were panicking last week. People say, season over and all that, especially after, which wasn't a great performance in week against Blackburn. And you've got to be honest, where the hell was that performance today at Blackburn? Do you know what I mean? That's why I think people today, the feeling around town was, it's one of them, the day, the weather's crap and everything. They were thinking, the hope was going a little bit, the faith was dwindling. But we came back at it. And like I said, we're really turned up today. And that was the best performance we've seen, I think, especially first half, for a long, long time, to be honest. Because we mentioned Wolves having players missing, but overall, I mentioned Willock and Isak being back, but those options off the bench, you've seen how important they are now for me, because I think Eddie Howe's substitutes were good timing, and all three of them made an impact, because Wolves are starting to come into that game. Listen, Dubravka makes one or two very good stops between the 60th and 70th minute, and if that goes in, tension starts going around the stadium, it gets to 2-1, biting your nails a little bit, but we're hung on out there. Good saves by Martin Dubravka again. He's had a great week, hasn't he? And then the subs, I thought Harvey Barnes made an impact. Final decision could have been a bit better. Almiron, again, probably should have scored. Bruno plays an unbelievable role over the top there. Fantastic pass by Bruno Guimaraes there. Miggy takes a touch. Keeper comes out, swarms him. Miggy probably should score. But I thought Almiron, Barnes and Louis Miley in the middle of the park, those substitutions gave us a bit of a hold on the game and allowed us just to see it out. And obviously at the end, Tino Livramento nicks it for 3-0. Nix's goal, shall I say, and wraps things up nicely in stoppage time. Obviously, Tino came on for the injured Trippier. Let's see what the crack is with Trippier. But Tino in his preferred position at right back, Dan Burn, and again gets the captain's armband off Trippier at left back. And Tino, what a run that is. Nearly from his own half. When he makes the run from his own half, picks the ball up just over the halfway line, takes on 3 or 4 people, and then he does actually get a touch. It looked at the time that it was maybe a block or a tackle, but it was Tino with the shot, with the goal. He's first for the club. Well done him. Well done, Newcastle. 3-0, 3 points in a clean sheet. Happy days. Happy Saturday. How good was that, eh? Let us know in the chat what you are saying. I'll bring out some comments before we sign off. Just a quick live match reaction for you here today. A couple of things I noted down during the game that I haven't touched on was Isak. Isak's goal, obviously, like I said, I thought Isak was getting back to his best today. You can see his fitness levels are improving. And right place, right time. Brilliant work by Bruno. Sprints in, deflection, and Isak is in the right place. Heads it home, gets his goal, and that gave him loads of confidence. You can see how important confidence is for a striker, because after that, he starts getting more involved. He has the odd shot. So he improved. There's a moment where Dan Burn, I don't even think Dan Burn knew what he was doing in the box. It was a bit like Leicester, to be fair, in the Cup last year, but he's in the box. In fair play, if you're in the box at that point, you think he's have a shot here. He does have a shot, but in essence, he should have had a look up and played it to his right where the man was free. And that could have been a shot. I think it was Isak could have had the shot and should have been 2-0 at that point. But I don't really blame Burn for having a shot. If I was in the box in that position, I would have probably just went for it and all. And like I said, I thought we played through Wolves' press really well. The Wolves are trying to tighten up when we got the ball at the back, but it was a long ball into the third where maybe if Bruno got it or Gordon got it, but we're just splitting them open a little bit, Wolves, and that really worked well for us in that first half. Thought it was very smart play by Newcastle. We're clever with our decision-making and our tactics today, and we nailed that break in between the lines then through the press. As I said, best first half in a while is a great ball by Murphy. Gives it to Gordon, who ends up getting on the back of it. 2-0, and that's Gordon's 10th goal for Newcastle this season. Southgate, yet again, are you watching? He was dangerous as ever, Anthony Gordon, in that first half. And 10 goals in all competitions for Anthony Gordon this season. AJ 10 with his 10th goal. And as I mentioned, that was honestly, at half-time, I was thinking, wow, that's more like it. That's what I like to see. That is Newcastle back. You know what I mean? That's the Eddie Howe football we've been used to. That's the intensity that we've been asking for, the pressing, and a bit more clinical. But again, you can see the difference when you've got Willock's energy, when you've got Isak getting up to speed. And obviously Sven Botman came back in the day and a clean sheet for them. It was everything just started to knit together again today, I thought. Second half, a lot quieter. Slow second half, I thought. And like I said, Wolves did have chances in the 60th to 70th minute. However, saying that, who knows what the score could have been if it wasn't for Totti, not Francesco, Wolves' Totti, who clears it off the line from Joe Willock's header. What a stop that is by him. Fair play. He's leaning back and he heads it away. That was impressive, to be fair, from Wolves. That kept them in it, because that's 3-0 in what the 50-odd minute game's killed, and we could have went on to get 4 or 5 easily. So it would have been nice for Willock as well. He was a bit gutted, wasn't he, that he didn't manage to get his goals. I think he thought it'd be nice to get back on the Premier League score sheet. I think it was only his second start in the league this season, I think. So, yeah, brilliant by Willock. Brilliant defending by Wolves. Kept it at 2-0. And then, like I said, it was slow. We're kind of just letting the minutes tick down, I think. Now that 2-0, whatever. Get the 3 points, get out of there. Because a goal from Wolves is always going to make things nervy and a bit of a nightmare finish. That didn't come, thankfully. And like I said before, that pass from Bruno had an amazing 10, 20 minutes in that second half where he was just dodging the bullets all the time. Manoeuvring his body around opponents, winning fouls, battling things when you think he's going to give it away, and he does a bloody Maradona turn and then feeds it out wide, or in this case, he loops it over the top for Almiron. Brilliant, perfect, on a plate pass. Miggy's first touch, not bad. He just needs to get that shot away. But Josie Asar did dart at him, put him off a little bit. And like I said, then Eddie Howe's subs were nailed on, to be fair. I thought they made a difference. I thought they gave us control of the game. And I thought they just give us that belief to see things out. And we rode like a little bit of a storm from Wolves. A couple of good saves from Dubravka. I thought he was brilliant today when called upon. And, even bits from crosses late on where he's coming out, gathering it. Solid by Martin Dubravka. And like I said, Tino wraps things up nicely in stoppage time to make it 3-0. Fantastic run. His first goal for the club. Right, then we're going to read some of your chats out before we wrap up this quick live match reaction. Please do subscribe and like if you haven't already. Nearly 400 people watching, so please do just press the thumbs up, dead easy, free, and the subscribe button while you're here. Great game, a few people saying. Bruno, the man again, fantastic result. Lads are back. Willock back in the squad is a breath of fresh air. All the lads played well, to be fair, says James. Aaron saying it felt like a performance from last season. Very well put there as well. Willock's dynamism and athleticism all there to see. It is. It's just when he picks it up and he runs with it. It's not rocket science, but he picks it up, he runs with it, and he opens up spaces, he opens up gaps, he pulls defenders towards him, and he opens up pockets of space. So you cannot underestimate the importance of Willock in that midfield. Obviously, when we're back, you realise now when he's back today. Sometimes obviously Bruno will take the headlines, Gordon will take the headlines, Isaac, whoever. But it's Willock in times like that where you realise what you're missing when he's not there. Do you know what I mean? You really do, and you realise, obviously, in certain games in the last few weeks when Joe Linton hasn't been there. Do you know what I mean? When they're not there, you think, oh, yeah, we don't half miss them, do it. Big Willie was the difference in midfield. Longstaff and May are too similar. I thought Longstaff was bang average again today. I don't want to pick on players who just won 3-0, but we're getting loads of questions about Longstaff on the podcast the other night. And yeah, someone's just said it there. Now he's gone back to the Bruce era quality. It's just, I don't mind Longstaff, but when you think starting player and you're trying to push up the table, yeah, imagine if Julian was there instead, or Tonali. You know what I mean? Tino, class, Trippier really looks constantly poor now, mind. I thought he'd been back to his best lately, Trippier, to be honest with you. Today, maybe not so much. I was frustrated with that free kick where you think, oh, he's due one of those. Perfect position for him, off the wall, and he goes off injured. Shout out to Jordy Gaza for being a member of the channel. Cracking result. Dubs was class. Can we just say it? Very good there, Andrew Humble, like what he's did. Like what he's did there. And you can see the difference, as I mentioned earlier, with being able to bring on some better quality subs. Dan Burns' movement and passing very sloppy. Longstaff lazy and his passing is off, says Kevin. Geordie Revolution finally just getting up for a 2 a.m. kickoff. Fair play, mate. Fair play for that. At least we got the win for you. At least you've seen a win for what feels like for ages. I said mid-December. It would have been 5 games without a win at St. James the day, but thankfully we got it done and we made it comfortable, to be fair. Great win for me that the day. Bruno is world class, says Honor. What season we could have had without injury, says LG. Martin, 19 different scores for us in the season in the Premier League. Mental. And there's still 11 games to go, Liverpool play until they score and the whistle blows. They got a last minute winner, didn't they? Good for the title race, I suppose. Good for my bet as well, actually, on stake, mate. If you've seen it in the preview, I did have Newcastle to win, Liverpool to win, and a Chelsea-Brentford draw. Now I need Man City tomorrow to wrap that up. Zimbabwe Mags in the house as well, says Mark. Right then, people, that'll do for this one. We've got 400 people watching, but I've got things to do on this Saturday night, so we'll sign off there. Remember, every Tuesday night, live at 7 p.m, we'll be back with the podcast next week. So Tuesday at 7, live podcast. Make sure you tune into that, where we do answer a lot more questions on that show, so get involved in the comment section. People who are watching this back, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below of today's game, if you are there, etc. Let me know how you thought it went, and hopefully you've just about dried off by now. Brilliant win for the Toon today, 3-0, 3 points in a clean sheet, sees us go up to 8th in the league, and that European push is well and truly back on. Season isn't over yet, people. Let's go. Subscribe to my channel TV and enjoy yourself.